Welcome in, everybody. It's another episode of the DNVR Rapids Podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, and we are live late night, joined by my guy, downtown Duane Brown.
What a great night.
It's a winner's lounge.
I missed the fireworks after the game, but I saw the fireworks during the game, and that made it all worth it.
I like that one. Look, it was a complete game at every level of the field for the Rapids tonight. Zack Steffen gets his first shutout at home after a tough stretch going into the international break. Cole Bassett ties his career high in goals with his sixth. Rafael Navarro gets his 10th of the season in mid-June. Wallace steps in for Moise Bombito, aids the shutout. So much to talk about. Duane, where do you want to start with this one?
Man, let's just do the recap like we do.
Let's do the recap.
Let's hit all the things. Let's hit all the things.
Let's jump into it. Our sweet boy Pids. Look, it's kind of a boring, toothless first half, right? Like some probing, Rapids are getting up the left, or they start up on the right wing. Keegan is getting acres of space. Cabral and him didn't have a great connection tonight, and it just felt like there needed to be another option for Keegan over there. For the first 10 minutes or so, they were able to just work that right side, but there just wasn't enough to really finish. And then it swings over to the left side, and Omir, Cole, Georgie, they're finding some space. Jackson Travis, who got the start for a 6, Sam Vines. It was I guess right off the bat, Rafa took a big shot, right? That was 3 minutes into it. But again, nothing, there wasn't a lot of teeth to the attack either direction. It was pretty boring. I think.
Yeah. First half was really boring.
I think Austin only had one shot on goal all game. We'll look at FOMOB here in a little bit, but it was just kind of waiting, and you're like, the Rapids look like they're finding it. And then 22 minutes in, Omir in traffic on a ball that probably should have been cleared, gets a toe on it, pokes it out right to Cole Bassett at the top of the box. Calm as you like, drains it. Crowd goes nuts. Biggest crowd of the season, goes nuts. And man, that dude's nice with it, Duane. That guy is nice with it.
So I can't get enough Cole Bassett.
Bassett.
Can't get enough. No, it was, anytime it's just so cool to see him continue to step up. Outside of the goal. Look, the goals are awesome. But we talked about this at the end of last season. We've talked about it all season this season, and that dude is just stepping up left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool thing from talking to Porg earlier this week.
Check that out on the YouTube channel, by the way.
Yeah, that I didn't even know is that he's Cole Bassett is working on his Spanish really hard.
Answered a question in Spanish in the presser tonight.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And dude, is there anything that dude's not doing right now to take this club, put it on his shoulders and throw it into the solar system? It's just, man, I just cannot be more impressed with a homegrown. I'm not sure there's a better homegrown in the entire league than what Cole Bassett is dedicating to this club. It's incredible. It's incredible.
He is everything you wanted. The homegrown kid who, was finding some U.S. camps and gets the jump overseas, comes back. He's doing everything you want out of a homegrown star. Captain material written all over him. And he's still just, he's Olympic age, right? He's on U23. He is, it's exactly what you need. in an MLS club is a guy like that who came through, hometown kid, comes back after, facing some tough times overseas and has sets a career high in goals last year and has already tied that halfway through this year. He's making a case for the Olympics. He wants to be there. He talked about it in the presser. And he's a consummate pro. He's a pro's pro. And I think having guys like Steffen and Georgie come in, having Keegan as the captain, I think that's really helping him, right? Like the standard is there to I think for everyone in the club, right? Like this isn't just a Cole thing. I think he's helping lead the change. He's probably the biggest example of the change that the club has undergone in the last few months, but you can't ask for anything more than that, right? Omir on the assist, that's his 4th goal contribution of the season after it kind of, took until is that all since the New York game? Maybe he had an assist before that. But slow burn for him to start the season, gets the assist. I thought he was a dog tonight. He was making some deep runs, past multiple defenders. Really liked what I saw from him up the left there. Diego, you want to talk about Diego Rubio coming back? First off, just shout out.
I make no bones about it. I am a big Diego Rubio fan. It sucks to see him be on another team. But I was talking to my buddy up in the stands, and I was like, we were trying to pick the time that Diego was going to go down in the box, and sure,
I believe it was the 30th minute I have on here. So
he goes down in the box and just really makes a show of it, putting on his best Rubio. I can't even be mad about it. We got a little Rubio in there tonight, and classic Rubio. Certainly not a game I want to see Rubio score in. He can score all the goals he wants as long as it's not against the Rapids. But yeah, it was a little bittersweet to see him run out in another kit tonight.
He look, the Rapids, obviously respected him. The game plan was if he gets the ball, close that down immediately, right? He did not have
he was getting double teamed. Yeah.
Well, and before the double team even got there was some nice plays. Ronan, like within the first few minutes, just picks his pocket, gets the ball back. Cole, Maxu stonewalled a shot, like basically met foot for foot on either side of the ball on a shot attempt. He did not have it easy tonight. And when he came off, in the second half, he goes to the bench, slams his towel down. He looked so mad. And Diego's our guy. Only Rapid to jump in the chat unless someone's on a burner account in the chat. He is, he's a great guy, great Rapid, all-time legend. But tonight, the Rapids, they needed to stop him. He was the one that was going to do it. I thought he was going to have like several shots on goal and probably double-digit total shots. And honestly, he was stymied. It was a rough game for him. He wore that on his face afterwards. Shout out to the legend, but I'm glad that the Pids got the best of him tonight.
For sure.
Steffen had a nice stop on that same play. It was a full reach to the near post there on that break, and I kind of thought that kind of set the tone. The ball did get away from him. Luckily, no Austin was crashing, and there was 2 Rapids there that could have cleared it so it was fine.
Yeah.
Is
that the one that was going out of bounds and he scooped it back inbounds? And I was like, no,
maybe he like hit it and then it kind of like the way he landed, it was like behind him kind of, and then Maxu and someone else were there, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah,
but I think that just set him up to have a strong night that he did, because that was really the only dangerous attempt of the evening, really, I thought. Let's see. Another Diego stop. I wonder which one that was. Maybe Maxu. I'm just going through the game thread here. Not a corner until the 41st minute. They ran Loki's toboggan, if you're familiar. Nice one there. Cole goes wide right at the end of the half. Right? He wanted that back. He said in the presser, should have had 2, could have had 3. which I thought was hilarious. That's like literally how he opened the presser. First question. But no, he was great. I believe it was. Why didn't I put the minutes down here? What am I doing? Second half comes back pretty early in 49th minute, 50th minute. I'd have to look it up, which I will do right now. But Rafa collects a Cole rebound, Cole shot, right? It was Ronan makes a run, Omir takes a shot, Cole takes a shot, and then Rafa buries it for his 10th goal of the season.
Yeah, that was the shot came off
49th minute.
Yeah, and then Cabral had an amazing back heel. I mean, just absolute beauty. Back to Travis. Travis punts it right into the defender, which just goes clean off of him, and then Rafa just absolutely buries it. And it was awesome. I was so glad he did that right where I was sitting. It was
a no doubter, doubter. I mean, 10th. I asked comms, haven't heard. He's got to be close to the fastest rapid to double digits in a season. It's mid-June, right? Like, I mean, he is on a pace, right? I mean, paced right now for 25 goal contributions, which would be a Rapids record. On pace for about 19 goals, which would clear the record for a season by 3 goals, be comfortably his. He's just been awesome, man. He really has. Very impressive. Every time I think, all right, this is it, he just adds something to his bag, right? That's kind of the cleanup from distance, right? He's kind of good at being a poacher in the box, but this was a long range, right? This actually required, like he had to put something behind this. Man,
he had another one too.
The near Golazzo, right? Gets up, turns sideways, hits the crossbar. He gets let's see, 63rd minute. J. Lou comes on for Omir. Seb comes on for Jackson Travis. Well, he goes on for Keegan at right back. Keegan goes over to left back. And then 70th minute, Harris and Ollie come on for Connor and Kevin. I thought Kevin had an okay game. Could have been a little more involved, but he was in all the big plays. Like, the ball did go through him a lot. And I think that's kind of a sign for how well he's playing. Is the ball ending with him running into a defender or the end line or whatever? Or is he a conduit where it can go through him, right? He can use his speed as part of the play and not as the only play. But I think
the pressure off of Cabral to be the goal scorer has been really good for him.
Oh yeah,
because he is becoming that conduit. And I mean, again, that back heel that led up to that Hoffa goal was, I mean, it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
He's just he seems last year where it looked like anytime he got into the box, his brain cut off and he didn't know what to do. And this year he gets to the box and he immediately passes with purpose. Like he knows what he's doing. And it's been really nice to see.
He's been awesome. So yeah, that 63rd minute, Jonathan Lewis comes in. 66th minute, him and Georgie have that nice give and go where Lewis puts it over the whole. Everybody was in the box. It was a crowded box. Georgie makes a run. Lewis puts it over, just gets his toe on it, just sends it over the bar. That would have been a very nice goal from Georgie. So now he's at 11 goal contributions in the last 12 games with none tonight. But,
and a great pass from J. Lou.
Like, great pass. I mean, honestly, his best play of the season, his best individual moment of the season. I don't even know if that's really close. So yeah, and then I thought Ollie was fine when he came on tonight. Rubio goes off in the 74th. Not the standing O I thought he was going to get. I mean, there was a few people standing and applauding as he came off. I thought the whole crowd would be behind him more than that.
It's a fireworks game. It's not Rapids fans there tonight. it's a fireworks game.
It's a fireworks game.
Otherwise, if it was not a fireworks game, I think he would have gotten a much bigger pop from the crowd.
Yeah, he was pissed anyway. He wouldn't have been in the mood to receive that. He was upset. So Giassi comes in. Both just very quiet nights. I mean, we'll look at game grades here later and we'll check theirs out, but very quiet nights for both of the 2022 Rapids attack. not tough. Let's see. I mean, really, it was just pretty quiet, right? Like Austin didn't have much. They had a corner, right at the start of stoppage time. But I mean, they were stinky tonight. They were just terrible. Yappy comes on at the end, but honestly, outside of the two goals, the Rafa almost chance, the Georgie almost chance, and Cole right at the end of the first half, there was maybe 5 exciting stretches of this game, and then it was just Rapids doing their job. It was shutting down the quick possession from Austin to shut it down.
It was a pretty boring game. Like, it wasn't the best game. It's not the best soccer game to go to. But that's okay because we got 3 points from it. So, hey, man, I'll sit through the most boring game ever as long as we come away with 3.
Right.
Totally. But there was some really nice move. There were some great goals, some great almost goals. There was another setup for Cole that I know he was talking about when he said he could have had 2, maybe 3, where he came charging in, the ball came up, and he just was on the wrong foot and couldn't get it. And that could have been really amazing too. So it's nice to see the offense, centering the ball and passing the ball with purpose, given not the best defense we're going against. And that's okay because we're taking care of business against a team that was not playing good. And we haven't always seen the Rapids do that. Sometimes we see the Rapids play down to the level against, that they're playing up against. And tonight they didn't. Tonight they said, saw that this team was not playing well, and they punished them for it. And dude, that's what I'm here for, just making it happen.
Our guy Matt Pollard in the chat. What's up? We were chilling on press row. Always good to see the homies in the chat. Shout out everyone in the Toyota chat tonight. Kevin, Judge Jim, Crash the Cars, B Ray, Pollard. I saw a new rider in there. Man, lots of you guys rock coming in late night hanging out with us for this one. Let's should we take a quick break now and then we'll jump into
do it.
Let's take a quick break now. We'll jump into game grades and kind of start talking a little more, more big picture stuff. So, I mean, we just mentioned them in the chat intro. There's only one group we're going to start with here. It's Toyota, man. We love Toyota at DNVR. We made them the official vehicle of DNVR. Man, that Rapids wrapped 4Runner that sits outside the stadium rocks. I want it.
It's so cool.
I want to drive it around and have Rapid Man hanging out with me in it. It'd be the coolest Toyota in the Denver metro area. Look, they're all about Colorado. They're perfect for Colorado. They have 17 models with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like the 4Runner or the new Land Cruiser or the new Tacoma. Toyota has more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker to give customers numerous choices to reduce their carbon footprint. There are 16 different hybrid vehicles to choose from, like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck. Or you can explore the road less traveled without sacrificing smooth city rides with SUVs like RAV4 in the Grand Highlander. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Colorado Rapids and the official vehicle of DNVR. We are also brought to you by our friends at Levello Construction. We love Levello, and they love Denver sports. I've hung out with them at Buff stuff, Avs games. They rock. They are the coolest. And they are the specialist for all things roofs, gutters, siding, and paint for your home here on the Front Range. They are women-owned and operated with over 17 years of experience. When storms strike and your home faces the aftermath, call or text Levello to schedule an appointment. Just like the Rapids on the pitch, they bring experience, precision, and a winning spirit to restoring your home's exterior to better than it was before. They understand the complexities of navigating insurance claims after storm damage and are there to make the process as smooth as a well-executed play. From assessing the damage to working with your insurance provider, they are there to help. They have experience working as insurance adjusters, so who better to understand the process and know what to look for? With Levello Construction by your side, you can rest easy knowing that seasoned professionals are championing your cause. Let them help you rebuild and restore your home with confidence. Give them a call, 303-578-8551. That's 303-578-8551 to get your quote in under a minute and tackle those claims together. Go Rapids from your friends at Levello Construction. All right, we're back. DNVR Rapids. Duane hanging out with Mitch. Late night. No Yaya. What's he doing? Can't tell you. Top secret. Don't even think about asking.
I was going to say
it's a big deal.
It was coming out of my mouth and you went, it's a secret.
No,
Like,
it's
okay.
top secret. I actually don't know what it is. That's why I said that.
Oh, you don't know where
I have
Yaya
no
is?
idea what he's doing.
Yaya is in Las Vegas.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I just forgot. Yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah.
Rapids win. It's got me
He's out
spinning,
with,
dude.
He's out with the wife and fam, having some good times in Vegas. We're happy for him. Everybody should get some time. Go to Vegas.
Go to Vegas. Vegas rocks.
Vegas.
We're stay at Circa.
Circa.
I mean, no free ads, but you should. I mean, big win. Just big win, right? It was a bad stretch going in, right? Winless in 4 going in. Couple losses where you were really just how was that the result, right? The draw with Minnesota, where they probably play one of the worst 3-goal performances I've ever seen from a team. That Minnesota side, it was just a bad game, and they just wipe it off. Steffen with the shutout. You get those milestone goals from the 2-goal scorers. Let's talk about Zach a little bit. That stat came out from Matt Doyle, right? That said, what was it? Which metric, goal plus or whatever it was. But basically, he was the worst in 11 years by 40%. Like dramatically one of the worst stoppers that we've seen. And I think the Rapids coaches, Sharpie, Armis, they went to bat for him over the last week or so, and tonight especially. He's a leader. He sets the tone. I think the reason you're seeing the reason you're seeing Cole be so professional at all times is because you have a guy like Steffen there that does it day in and day out and has seen it at the highest level. Has he had a great season? No, not statistically, but he got his 3rd shutout tonight, got his 1st at home, looked good. And I think that's something you can hang your hat on in this one.
It's a goldfish moment, right? From Ted Lasso. So it's be a goldfish and not worry about what happened. You've had a 2-week break and just get back to work. And that's what we saw. Steffen had a good game. But also the backline had a really nice game tonight, especially in the first half. They really Maxu had one of the coolest behind the back, no look back heel clears that I've ever seen. Oh my God. It was right in front of me. The ball came across. Nobody could get to it. It comes down and I swear it was like when you're watching baseball and the pros like try to get all, little swaggy with it, and they just do their behind the back catch, and you're just like, why would you do that in a pro game? Like, why would you chance that? And the ball just came across, and just a no look kicks it out from behind the back heel, clears it. It was awesome. There were a lot of great stops. I mean, Keegan had some great ones. Lawless.
I'm
really
thinking
impressed
about
with the
that
back line.
Maxu basically meeting Rubio at the shot and just shutting him down.
I know.
It was great. And, I think having the defense not miss a beat with Moise gone, right? Not missing a beat with Sam out, with Jackson. I mean, that was his first home start, his second MLS start. They didn't miss a beat. They were organized.
Yep.
They were decisive. They were calm in possession. Zach didn't have a lot of work to do. Yeah, I mean, he was orchestrating as he always does, right? But if that's the most work he has to do is just making sure the back line's doing what they're supposed to do, you had a good night. You had a good night at all levels, right? And I think, we'll get more into the midfield and the attack, but Austin never found it. Never.
No.
They had 9 shots, just 1 on target, 2 blocked shots. This really surprised me, though. They had the share of possession. They had 55% possession tonight, and it does not feel like it. It doesn't feel like they had sustained possession at any point.
Yeah, I feel like most of that came from the first half, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
They controlled the ball quite a bit in the first half, but they couldn't do anything with it, right?
They had almost 100 more completed passes than the Rapids too, which was surprising. Over 500 passes tonight. That didn't feel right to me either. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Great note from Pollard here. Rubio was 17 for 21 on passes, 1 shot for 0.01 XG. I agree. It is one of the worst games I've seen from him, and that's how he reacted when he came off. he was frustrated, and kudos to the defense, right? I think we've probably been pretty critical of that back line over the last month or so, right? We've been waiting for Keegan and Sammy and to really lock in and give us the defensive performance. We know they're great on offense and in possession and crossing and long throws and but I think it took the outside guys locking in tonight, and credit to Seb and Jackson and Lawless, right? I mean, those are 3 guys that aren't going to get much time in general, right? Maybe with these rotated games and 3 games in a week. But kudos, man. Get a shutout without 2 of your regular starters on the back line. I mean, great night. Great night.
They look good. I mean, and that's the thing. A lot of times we tend to look at soccer and we look at especially these post games, like every player is in a vacuum, and the criticism that Steffen has taken, or anybody on the back line, we've called out performances that were not great, but like this stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum, and tonight we saw that, and that's where Steffen is on, and the reason for that is because the back line is on, and the back line is on is because Steffen is calling out and being, the voice back there, helping everybody get back into form and into shape, and it just looked good tonight. Like I'm not going to say effortless, because there were a lot of great individual efforts that were put in, but
it was just effective.
It all worked.
It was just effective.
It all worked as a whole.
There was no wasted effort on this night, right? It was decisive. It was direct. Honestly, man, it was one of the most total games this team has had, right? Probably since the NYCFC game. Does that sound right? I mean, that was kind of the last peak of that run. And that was in weird weather and rainy and wet, playing on a baseball field, right? This was optimal soccer conditions for all parties involved. And one came out and kicked the other's ass, right? And that is kind of what's been missing from this Rapids team for a while. Earlier in the season, when the press was flying and shutting down attacks like RSL and Seattle and LAFC, and you're like, whoa, these guys are swarming. And then they kind of faced some adversity, and it got kind of tough for them. And really nice bounce back, right?
Yep.
You want to pull up this quote that Lawless had here? Shout out Matt for giving us some of the mix zone stuff. I stayed for pressure, didn't stay for mix zone. Lawless said the coaches and players who were here last year talked about his shenanigans. We shouldn't react, whatever he does. Smothered him without contact. This him being Diego
Rubio.
Rubio
Yeah.
smothered him without contact to allow him to go down. Shenanigans. Love the shenanigans. That is really great tidbit from Pollard there. Let's hop on our friends at Thought Mob. Not an ad. We just like them. Very green tonight. Look at that. Just one, not in green. Who do you think was the highest rated Rapid?
Oh man, Bassett. I'll go Bassett.
Bassett and Hoffa both at 8.3.
Yeah, the goals really push you over.
Yeah. Cole was player of the match according to FOTMob. Omir right there at 8.1. Just a nice game from all three of them.
Yep.
And honestly, that whole back line, especially Travis, who, I'm not going to say him and Steffen probably are equally to blame for that goal in Vancouver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, I had zero problems with Travis, right? And he was a 7. He was green. Cabral, the only starter not in the green at 6.7, and I don't think that really tells how effective he was. So, Georgie was a 7.5. Maxu at 7.6. You want to hear a crazy stat about Maxu headed into tonight?
Yes, I do.
Cole obviously has run the most distance in the league. He's run, I think, over 800K or something like that.
It's bizarre, whatever it is.
Of all players in the league, of every player in the league, running distance, Maxu is 4th of all players in the league.
Wow.
You think of him as kind of the statue back there, right? The fallback. Let Bombi get up. Let Lawless get up. Let Keegan get up. Whoever's next to him, they'll be the guy that can push up. Maxu will hold it down. He has run more than all but 3 players in this league this year. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. I would not have guessed that.
He rocks.
He's having a great year. Yeah.
He's been awesome. Our guy Rubio, 5.5, lowest rated player of the game, saved by those 17 to 21 passes. Giassi was a 6 something. Nothing much over there. Bad game from everybody on that side, honestly. I mean, really. Even Drusy was pretty silent. They did a really good job on him too. I can't even think of a moment Drusy had, like a threatening moment that he had.
Yeah.
He was pretty much uninvolved.
Their passes were, and this is the back line, but I mean, their passes were just not getting through. Speaking to the first half, that's when I get to watch defense's first half. I don't really get to see it so much in the second. But that first half, they were really great at getting in front of passes, teaching moment with my daughter who was like, why are they so afraid of the ball? And I was like, they're not afraid of the ball. She's like, well, they're not touching it. I was like, because they're forcing them into bad passes just by being where they are. So, just holding the shape and forcing bad passes, getting in the way. Man, backline was good tonight. So good.
They were great. They were organized.
I can't say enough good things about them tonight.
Let's jump up a level because, like I said at the top, this was a complete effort. Every level was locked in on this one. Connor Ronan, I want to talk about him because he's back. The injury's done. He's not on any minutes restriction. He looks comfortable out there. I thought he was great tonight, honestly. Right?
Yeah, awesome run in the first half.
Great run. He was getting on that right wing to support Keegan because for some reason the whole team was drifting left. Everybody. At one point, there were 5 guys in a straight line down the left side, and everyone else had the rest of the field. And it was like, what do you get? Go help. But Ronan played 70 minutes, 53 touches, 36 of 37 passing, and a headed clearance on defense. That's right. Tiny little
Ronan.
Tiny little short king Connor Ronan with a headed clearance tonight. You love to see it. I thought he was awesome. Welcome back to the regular, right? It was weird how uninvolved he was with the successful run early in the season because he was the engine last year. He was the straw that stirred the drink when it worked last year. Nice to see him get that, right? Like, really
For sure. Yeah. Too bad Yaya missed it.
He's probably not going to watch it.
I was so pumped for that header. It reminded me of Barrios getting that one header last year, and I just couldn't stop cheering for it. I was like, oh my God, Barrios got a header.
Yeah, legend. Just legend. Cole, were you watching Olympic coaching staff? Because that dude should be on your team. I'm sorry, there are not 4 or 5 better midfielders that can make that roster ahead of him. There's just not. He is as dialed in as any, he's an 8. He's the double pivot 6. He's getting up into attacking spaces. He's as complete a midfielder as there is in the league right now. I honestly think so. I think he's in the MVP conversation. I think he's in the best 11 conversation towards the end of the season. Just impressed, man.
If he's not on that Olympic roster, I may not even watch it. I would be so pissed. Like,
I'll still watch it because
I
love the Olympics.
I do too. But screw
I'm
them
gonna
anyway.
watch.
They mess with my man Cole, I'm out.
Here's what comes down to me. If there's someone wearing the Stars and Stripes on the field representing the US of A, I'm watching and I'm locked in. I don't care if the US plays Serbia and Jokic is on the other side. You are dead to me while that clock is running. It is on, dude. 100%. I lock it in for international competition. Let's see here. Any other interesting games from these guys? Omir rated really high, had the 8.1, obviously had the assist. I just thought, it's nice to see 37 touches for him is a pretty good count, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It means he's pretty involved. 3 for 3 on his dribbles. So, he was involved on those runs, kind of breaking that back line on the left there a couple times. Georgie, quiet game from him. I don't think a bad game by any stretch, right? But 70 touches. He was a part of it. He was in the mix there. The ball was going through him a lot. I was actually pretty impressed with how he played tonight. 37 of 44 passes, 90 minutes. It's pretty good to see him like that, right? I got anything else? I can't think of really any other storylines from this game. I feel like we kind of hit them all. Again,
it was not the best game, not the most exciting game, but to me, like, that's a sign of a team that is maturing.
mm-hmm.
This is the youngest team in the Western Conference.
Yeah,
this is a very young team, and
I don't think I'm sports old yet, and I would be the oldest player on this team by almost 4 years.
Yeah, it's a team that is young, but you go into a game that's boring and you just get the job done, and that's a really, really good sign of a team that is maturing and not losing focus when the other team is kind of laying an egg. And to me, that's one of the most important signs that we need to see right now midway through the season. Is this team coming together and putting together a good blue collar, boring, go to work game
shutout
and getting it done. A shutout and 3 points.
And it's a team that you should shut out. And it was a team that it was, these last couple of home games, it's unfortunate that you only have the 3 points to show for it, right? Or I guess 4 points with the Minnesota game. But the Minnesota should have been a win, right? They dominated Minnesota and somehow only got one. They came in tonight and just rocked it, right? Like, they're now up to 31 goals on the year. They scored 26 last year, right? Everyone is contributing. Defense is looking better. Goalkeeping tonight, nothing to complain about. we'll see if that trends, right? You got a midweek game, St. Louis. And well, actually, we got something to talk about with that because we're going to take a quick break, talk about some events at DNVR because we got a ton of them. A ton. Starts Wednesday night. We are the official watch party spot for the Rapids on Wednesday, right there at the DNVR bar, Colfax, New York, in Denver. Rapids Street team will be out there. We got 3 Rapids players coming out. Daniel Chacon, Wayne Frederick, and Himani Stewart-Baines.
Love that.
I mean, he's at worst everyone's second favorite Canadian. At worst.
It's a good time to meet the new Rapids.
And so they'll be coming and hanging out, meet and greet. You can talk to them. You can they'll be just vibing and watching the Pids like us. We're gonna have it up on the big TVs and sound and everything. So come hang out for that. Copa America's right around the corner next week. We're gonna be having big old parties with American Outlaws Denver. We'll be doing live watch-alongs right here on the show, on this channel right here. It's going to be a ton of fun. So make sure you guys come out, hang out with us. We have a takeover coming up too on the 7th of July against St. Louis. We've already sold some tickets. Spots are going quick. So come hang out with us. It's a party bus ride from DNVR to the game. Who doesn't love crushing some beers at DNVR and then crushing some beers in the parking lot of the Richards? That sounds like 2 awesome things to do. And then cheer them on, take the bus back, hang out. It's going to be a great time. We also have some big road trips. If you're a Buffs fan, we have a package going to Lincoln for the Buffs Nebraska game. It's going to be super fun. I will be doing that one. There's a Broncos trip to Tampa that involves some beach time in Clearwater, a boat party, meet and greet with some Broncos. It's going to be super fun. Check that out. All of this, dnvr.com/events. Rockies takeover in there. A couple more of those this summer. Tons going on. Make sure to check that out over at thednvr.com/events. All right. We are back. DNVR Rapids. Mentioned Duane. Late night. After dark. Getting weird.
Rapids after dark.
Nope. Don't like that. Nope. We're ending that. That's tested it. Didn't like it. Sending it back.
Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it.
No, don't like it. Time for everybody's favorite post-game segment. It is time. We'll see if Duane can pull it up in time for me to say it out loud. Flowers from the fellas. I believe you're up first, Duane. Could be me. I think it's you, though. Go ahead. You can have first flowers.
It could be me. Okay, I'll take it.
Sure.
I'm going with Cole Bassett.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Man, I was sitting there thinking today during the game.
Okay.
If I got one of the as one does, if I got one of the jerseys, if I was buying a new jersey for myself, how hard it would be right now to pick a player. And I landed on Cole Bassett, and it's just Cole's not. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's a homegrown thing or whatever. It's it's weird and more exotic to get one of the players from another country who plays for us or whatever. But I'm just like, that guy does everything, and it's like, I'm surprised I don't see more Bassett jerseys at Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
I saw quite a few. There were some.
Yeah, I mean, I see
interesting,
but I was just surprised. Oh gosh, remind me later to talk about 2 fashion situations in the stands tonight.
Okay.
But I don't want to digress from Cole.
He was amazing.
Yeah. Got a goal.
Goal for Cole,
dude. He's just making it happen.
There was. You ready for this flashback? I just saw this.
I'm ready.
There was a Kofi Opare jersey in the stands tonight.
There was a Calvin
That's
Harris.
crazy, dude.
There was a Calvin Harris FC Cincinnati.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Sitting right behind me. So we talked a little bit about Calvin. He's a huge Calvin fan. So he was there cheering on the Rapids, and definitely cheering on. He was really happy when Calvin came in.
That's awesome. A ton of Lawless jerseys. I always see Lawless jerseys. Everyone loves Lawless. How can you not love Lawless?
He's awesome.
He rocks. Saw dude. Georgie, saw Rafa, everybody. Speaking of, those are my flowers. Rafael Navarro. Come on.
Yeah, they should be.
10 goals in June? What
Could
are we
have
doing?
been 11. God, he was so close on that.
And has 2 missed penalties. I mean, we could be looking at 13 goals in June. I mean, this guy is going to break the team record.
He just needs 7. He just needs 7.
7 from now until October. Like, he's going to get it, dude. There's almost no doubt in my mind. I mean, obviously there's some because Rapids, right? Like,
yeah. Sure.
People have sat right here. Well, not right here, but on the internet and talked about this before. This is not new, right? Like, it could happen. Man, I think he's going to set the goal contributions record. I think he's going to set the goals scored record. And just a great performance tonight. Worked to the left wing, worked to the middle, was great in possession. Thought he had some nice passes. And he has those braids he's rocking, man. Those are sweet.
Dude, he just came in with all kinds of swag tonight.
Dripping with it.
Just
rizzed up, as the kids are saying. I think they're saying it. I don't know.
I think they're saying it. I'm not sure. If that was
right. But yeah, flowers, obviously, for my guy. Who you got?
Man, can I take a group of people?
You can do whatever you want. It's your podcast.
Oh, yes. It's the entire back line.
Of course.
The entire back line gets flowers from me. I saw Keegan rushing in and clearing it. And, I saw that insane. If you didn't see it, you got to go back and watch the replay. Hopefully they have a good camera angle. But my angle was so great for that Maxu behind the back heel clear, whatever the hell it was. It was incredible. Sure. He should have been wearing the mask for that kind of superhero crap.
We need Mask Sue, dude. We need him back.
It was awesome. Travis, you just slotted right in for Sam Vines and played a good game. Lawless with some massive, saves. Dude, it's just the back line was great.
They were awesome.
When the back line is great,
awesome.
Steffen is great. It's just it all works in tandem. No one is in a vacuum. And they just looked like a unit tonight, and it was awesome.
Even if the Pids had less possession than Austin tonight and about 100 less passes, I felt like the entire game, start to finish, was played on the Rapids' terms. Outside of a couple moments here and there, I'd say probably 80+% of this game was played the way the Rapids want to play. And that's the back line doing their job with 2 starters not there. So good to see. Okay. I have flowers for Omir Fernandez.
Absolutely.
That dude was balling tonight. And sorry, wing rotation. Sorry, Calvin. Sorry, Johnny. Those starting spots are no longer up for grabs. Those are your starters. Omir, Rafa, Cabral. Period. End of. Enough said, as our guy Jim likes to say. He was great. He was working that left wing. Some great dribbles. The great play to tap that pass out to Cole for the goal. Full layout, gets a toe on it before they can clear it, right where it needs to be said, or right where it needs to be laid off. And he's finding ways to contribute, right? He's small, he's not the fastest, but he's scrappy. He's great with the ball at his feet. He's decisive. I loved what I saw from him tonight. I really did. I thought he was great.
Yeah. I got nothing to add to that. 100% agreement.
He was awesome.
He was great. I know Yaya's probably watching it, staying up all night watching it, and so
No way.
I'm happy.
That
Yeah,
dude
dude,
that
Yaya
dude is
is
12
out.
drinks
He
deep at the
is
craps table getting loose
no
right
way.
now.
He will come back at like 4 a.m. and watch it because he's a nutcase
That's
for
true.
watching
That's true.
Rapids replays. Like, so
Good for
I'm
him.
happy for him to get to watch Omir have such a great game.
It's awesome.
Super happy for him.
It's awesome.
Totally. I'm going to give some flowers to Ronan with
that's a good one. Yeah.
solid comeback, from injury game, a start, just playing solid, man. Nothing real crazy, not playing too far into offense so that he's missing it on the defensive side of the ball. That really sweet run in the first half. For everybody who was worried about Ollie needing, when he needs a game, a rest game, or if he gets injured, are we going to fall apart back there in front of the back line? And I think we can all feel pretty confident after tonight. And I thought he played a real solid game.
Yeah. I'll give Zack Steffen some flowers.
Yeah.
Why not?
Clean sheet, dude.
Not clean sheet. Didn't face much, right? I think only 0.51 XG for Austin, just 2 shots on target, 2 big chances. So he wasn't really ever in danger tonight. That, there wasn't really a moment where you're like, I just thought he was great.
Yeah, but he didn't put himself in danger either,
Right. He was in control. He was, again, I think that there was a hesitancy, especially in that Vancouver game, to force the action, right? To get himself involved. He was kind of making sure he was in position to react to the next thing instead of jumping in and forcing it himself. Tonight, there wasn't even a question. He was in complete control. Austin was toothless, and that's because of Zach. So I'm not saying that he's back, but it was a good game, and put it together with some other stuff, and we'll see how it goes, right? Look at that. I saw it, I said it, and then Pollard just comes in and validates it. You rock. Steffen said in the mix zone, he and Sharpie worked on some psych stuff. He was overthinking it the last few games. He kept it simple. That's exactly what happened. You could see it on that Berhalter goal in Vancouver. Instead of just punching it out, he tracks it, knows it's going to get to him, and then positions himself to react to the ball after it arrives. And instead of just getting rid of it in the box, just sending it out. And tonight he just played ball and he balled out. So good stuff from him. Good stuff from Sharpie for cleaning that up. Go check out Braden, our guy Braden Norse over at Denver Post had it's a story about Adam Beaudry, but it obviously involves Sharpie and everybody. So go check that out and Steffen. So check that out. Man, I'm kind of out of stuff there. Should we call it a night there, Duane? You got any plans for Father's Day tomorrow?
Want to give flowers to someone who's never gotten flowers on the show before that I can think of?
Okay.
Sharpie. Let's give him flowers. I mean,
flowers
we just
to Sharpie.
about it.
I mean, obviously he's listening, so shout out to you, Sharpie.
It's just all of the challenges with a lot of goals going in before the break and not a lot of games, and just everything you just spoke to, Matt pulled up as well in the chat. Thank God we got that guy.
Yeah,
I mean, just the best in the league,
as good as it gets. One of the best in the world. I want to give some flowers. Just there's some first-time Father's Day dads in and around the club, right? Georgie just had a kid. Our guy Emilio over in Comms. Porrig Smith. His first Father's Day? Yeah, Porrig
Smith's first Father's Day.
Steffen has kids. Ronan has a young kid. So hopefully they have a nice day tomorrow. They're waking up to 3 points in the standings. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was fun.
What are you doing tomorrow?
There was a lot of dads out there tonight with their
a lot of dads.
Kids.
Dads weekend. Cool. What were you doing for Father's Day?
I don't know yet.
Is it a surprise?
Yeah, like the way we kind of do it is we kind of, throw it on, like on Mother's Day, it was just kind of like a menu of these are all the things we're doing today.
Oh,
Or you're going to go do today, 'cause
nice.
Catherine's an introvert, so the best gift we can give her is to go away and be by yourself. So massage it is, and
Sure.
and then take her out to dinner, make breakfast and all that stuff. So
Sure.
I know we're gonna have breakfast here tomorrow,
And then who
which is
knows?
great. Yeah, and then I don't know what's gonna happen after that.
It's exciting.
I do know that I will be playing Super Smash Bros. With Penny on the
Hell
way
yeah.
home in the car. She was like,
Okay.
"Hey, since it's Father's Day tomorrow, can we play Super Smash Bros?" And I started laughing, and I was like, "Yeah, because that's not my game at all. Like that's
Right.
a Penny game. She kicks my ass at that game."
Who's your main?
I suck so bad at fighting games. It doesn't matter.
I mean, it does.
It doesn't. Not for me.
Well, sure, but that doesn't. There's a person. It's not just about skill. It's about personality. Like it's who you
I
like
switch
to
it
play
up,
with.
man. I switch it up every time.
Drop some names, Duane. The people want to know.
I mean, all of them. I'll play
Okay.
with
I'm
Lee.
always a
I'll play with
Kirby guy.
Star Fox. I'll play
Kirby guy.
with any of those dudes. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I'm ready to get my butt kicked with
Who's
any
the big?
character.
Is it King Cruel? The big crocodile guy. I play
Yeah, I don't know if we've unlocked him yet. Penny's a Kirby guy.
Love Kirby. Kirby rules.
No, I'm not a Kirby guy. Penny is a Kirby guy, and she will destroy everyone because we're not very good at fighting games. If it's Mario Kart, they're all dead meat. You put me piloting or driving something, everyone loses. So I noticed she didn't say, "Let's play Mario Kart."
Because you would have won. Because you're a wheel man.
That's the Father's Day game.
You're a wheel man, as pod canon would dictate. Good stuff. I'll be up at Rocky Mountain National Park. We're taking the father-in-law up.
That's awesome.
Doing some hiking, and then we're getting some fancy sushi down at Tamaki Den.
Ooh.
Should be a fun little day.
All right.
So looking forward to that. Big week coming up at DNVR. Make sure you're hanging out with us Wednesday for the Pids game. It's the men's national team game. 23rd. Is that Sunday?
I don't know.
Yes.
I think so, because the
Sunday.
22nd is
Yes.
the next home game for the Rapids, so that's a Saturday.
Yes. So Sunday, come hang out with us at DNVR. Watch the USMNT. We'll be doing a watch along upstairs, but we'll be around, say what's up, and hang out. Should be a good time. Duane, you got anything to plug over there?
Man, just happy Father's Day to all the dads. Or those of you that have dads still around. Mention I do not, so we know how important that is, and so
give your dad a big hug for me.
Yeah, and for me too,
because you wish
we don't get to do
wish
that.
he was around, so
yeah, me too. Yeah, but all the usual stuff that we let Yaya do, like and subscribe, help push us over the mark. For we're getting close to a big number with DNVR.
100K, baby. 100K. It's in sight.
If you haven't hit that like button, hit it out on the way out.
Yep.
If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever, drop us a 5-star. Anything helps out, not only DNVR Rapids, but DNVR and the ALLCITY network, and we sure do appreciate it. So
I forgot flowers for somebody. Ryan Green, he took great pictures for us tonight. They'll be going up on the account. He's so good. I took
pictures. I was taking pictures of him and texting him pictures of himself.
That's amazing. All right. Go become a diehard at thednvr.com. You get cheaper bar tabs at DNVR. You get cheaper merch from the DNVR locker. You get behind the paywall. You get discounts on events. You get all sorts of stuff. And it supports shows like this. And I think that's awesome. So support us, support DNVR, support local journalism. Go read Burgundy Wave. I'm sure Pollard has a story up, and if not, it's close. Go check out. I'm sure Brain's going to write a story. Go check them all out. Check out the homies' work. We're here for everybody. Everybody's
making it happen, man.
More important than all of that God, it feels good to say this after a win instead of a loss, man. I hate that. Up the pits.
We all silly like the mayor.